everybody? I'm back. I know I took a long hiatus. I was in the process of getting the store in shape and needed to work out a few things, but I'll be back doing a podcast more often. I have a few ideas in mind. If you know anybody who has a story, gun related, good or bad, please hit me up in the DMs and let me know. This series is going to be titled My Gun Story. I have a special guest next to me. I'll allow her to introduce herself when the time comes, and we'll get into a really deep, cool story. Just to preface it, this young lady to the left of me is a student of mine, and during the class, something spectacular happened, and I want to allow her to tell her story. Without further ado, introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is India. I guess I'm going to be telling the story, my gun story, whatever the case may be.
Do you want the viewers, the listeners to follow you anywhere? Or do you want to remain hidden?
No, I don't want nobody to follow me because I already get that a lot. So, I just want to...
So just so that everyone knows, I don't know India well. India works with my sister at Osmo. Clear, it's on her hoodie. She took my class as a promotional class, and in the midst of me talking and training, she out of nowhere was like, I've been shot before. And I was like, I paused, I reflected, turned my head sideways, confused, because prior to her stating that she's been shot before, she was very fascinated by the firearms that's on the wall, touching them, looking at them, asking a lot of questions with regards to them. So when she expressed that she was shot, it took me by surprise. And then later on in the day, when we got into the actual shooting part, more evolved.
Yes.
So to warm you up, I want to start with you telling the world your story. Or is it too soon? Am I jumping in too soon?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start and then I'll let you fill me in. So I'm teaching. You're sitting there full of energy, full of life. And in doing so, you disclose that you've been shot. It's not my job to tell your story, but I know that you were an innocent bystander in doing so, that you were on the street, minding your business, shots were fired, and subsequently you were hit by a bullet.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But yeah, that day, May 14th, 2020, it was a tragic for me, because we all decided, we gonna go to this one little street where we normally hang out at. It's just, it wasn't, you can't really say a gathering. People go there every day. It was never that type of beef or problem over there until, I won't disclose the person's name or nothing like that, until somebody went live and, they was like, oh, pull up. I'm out here with the guys, Didn't nobody know that was going on because everybody was across the street and he was on the other side of the street. So later on that day, like around, I could say like 3:34, a big Escalade truck, all tinted down black, pulled up and viewed the street out. And I was like, hey, don't nobody see that truck? Nobody see that truck? They was like, oh, that's nobody. They brushed it off. And then that's when everybody went on about their day, whatever. Everybody's still chilling over there. We still partying, rolling dice, whatever the case may be, smoking, hey, whatever. Like around what? I think like 8, 9. I had went to the package store. Then I came out, took a sip. I was like, oh, hey, sis, whatever. Talked to my sister, talked to my brother, baby mom. I talked to my cousin. And then from me leaving across the street and going to the other side to the package store, then like what, can't even say 5 minutes, like a few seconds, they just came out and started shooting, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh, I just got shot. And the girl was like, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did, B. And then I hopped in the car or whatever, and then that's when I just was calling everybody. I was like, yo, I just got shot. They was like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to Waterbury Hospital. And then I was panicking so much that I was feeling myself was just about to just, eyes closed and you just be out of it. Then I was like, I can't call nobody else because I don't want to pass away. I don't want to do none of that. I hate going about the story. I just hate talking about it. But I guess today would just be the day to tell the story. So after that, after I went to the hospital, I get the phone call saying that my friend had passed away. I would not disclose his name. And all I could do was just say, what? You lying. I was just talking to him. And then that's when I just broke down and started crying. I said, what? Why this happened? Why this had to happen to us? And then they looked at my leg. The wound was about this big. You could see like inside of my leg. So they told me it was no bullets, fragments, or nothing like that. So like a few weeks down the line, I didn't want to touch my leg. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to do nothing with it. I had let it get infected to the point that I did have to go back to the hospital. They did have to scrape the wound out. It's a lot that I dealt with my leg and my mind too. I don't really talk about it because every day I gotta deal with this. I can't hear loud noises. I can't hear firecrackers. I can't enjoy the 4th of July because I was just, thinks I'm about to get shot. What else? If I'm in a car and it got tents on it, and if it's another car on the side of me, I would get nervous. My heart would start racing. I would get sweaty. I would think I'm gonna get shot again. Sometimes I just wish I could go back and just get, the old me back. Like, I don't have feeling in my leg. All down here is no feeling. I don't shave that leg. I shave half of my leg. I can't wear certain shoes no more. I got an appointment coming up next week or week before next to go to Yale Hospital to see what's going on with my leg. But for what I was told, I'm gonna have to deal with this, like the pain, the numbness, the not be able to do certain things. I'm gonna have to deal with it for the rest of my life. Mentally, I'm hanging on, trying my best. But any little thing, I'll snap like that.
Anger.
Mm-hmm.
Conversations that don't go your way.
Yeah.
Your responses with anger.
It's different. Like I don't take it at how I'm supposed to. My mind is taking it different. I just hate talking about this story. Sorry.
No, you're cool. Definitely. I knew that your story was going to be meaningful and impactful. When I was in Maryland 2 years ago, I met with a lot of men who were working on a project with me. And I've never been around so many individuals who were all survivors of gun violence. Being a firearms instructor, being an FFL, I'm on a different side of guns for the most part. And I've seen guys who are missing parts of their face. Their head is caved in, their eyeball is missing, and I was having all the conversation that I'm having with you without a camera. And so when I came back home, this idea has been in my head for 2 years. I just haven't had the opportunity to bring those people here to Connecticut. And then when you disclosed that you were also a shot, it was like God was telling me that this is the time to bring this series to life. And I was hoping, if you remember when we was at the range, that you would be willing to share your story. That's the hardest part, and I hope that by doing this podcast and doing this series and these episodes, that I create a safe space for guests to come on, and that when they share their story, that it's part of a healing process. Like, I know that 100% you'll always live with this because you have a constant reminder. The physical scar that's there, the numbness that's there, you're talking about everything that a person who's experienced trauma and dealing with PTSD is coming from. I was firsthand able to see the way you respond, and everything that you said was accurate. We were shooting, you let the other girls go first, and you were like, I'll go last. By that time, I had already forgot that you were shot, or because your demeanor and your personality is almost like, nah, she's cool, she's got this. With you and only a handful other students, that when it's time to do the shooting part, that I only put one bullet in the gun. And with you, I had to make sure that if anything, that there was only one bullet in the gun, and that first one was going to go forward, and that afterwards, it was to allow you to process what just happened. Rather than me tell what I observed, I'd rather you tell me what you felt, and then I'll talk about what I observed.
I don't know, I felt scared, I felt nervous. When I finally got up there and I know that was an actual real gun and I'm holding it and I'm about to shoot the gun, I wanted to step back and say, no, I don't want to do it. But I was trying to get over my fear because I am trying to get my gun permit. I was trying to get over my fear, and something said, act like that's that person that hurt your friend. So when I about to shoot and the next person next to shot the gun, it was just do it. I didn't want to do it no more. Then I was like, you could do it, and then you could do it, you could do it. So by me motivating myself, saying I could do it, I did it. But when that loud boom came in, that's when everything went left. It just went all the way back to when it first happened. So I just started sweating. I was sweating. I was hot. My heart was racing. I was nervous to do that. I don't, honestly, in my opinion, I won't get me a gun. I won't. It was a good experience for me, But me personally, I won't ever touch a gun, get a gun, do anything with no gun. I just can't. I don't want a gun around me or nothing.
And I respect that, and I'm so happy that you said that, because I tell people that come to the class that not everybody's meant to have a gun. Mm-hmm. Although I'm a huge advocate for them, I'm still a person that has logic and reason and understand that not everybody's equipped or built with, and it's very mature and have a lot of self-awareness of yourself to be able to identify that and recognize that, no matter how much anyone try to ever tell you that get over your fears and stuff like that, it's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. And some people may be able to do it and others are not. And for you to honestly be able to say that, you've done it, right? Mm-hmm. They can't take that away from you. You've shot a gun and you recognize it's not for me.
Yeah, that's
and kudos to you, and I'm happy. And I'm happy that I was the instructor who was allowed to experience that with you. Mm-hmm. everyone else knows, I'm not sure if you know, I say it in class, I have a background in education and I work with early childhood, adolescents. So I have a lot of patience, just dealing with kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade. I have a lot of patience. When you shot, you noticed I didn't rush the process. It was not about, hey, I need you to perform and execute, I need you to pass, because at that time it didn't matter whether or not you could hit the paper, whether or not you knew how to hold the gun, because what you were experiencing was more important of whether or not you could perform. Don't get me wrong, you was determined to hit the paper. The shots that you did take and the shots that you were able to take, you was definitely trying to compete. You're very competitive. You're trying to compete with the other students. It was emotional for me. Even though I had to stay calm because of the situation, there is a gun there and there is ammunition, so I have to stay calm in this situation. But you being a female, being a young female, and I have nieces, cousins, and sisters, if any of them was shot and had to deal with what you had to deal with, I was putting myself in that situation and trying to stay professional at the same time. Physically, I can only go through what I saw physically. Exactly what you said. The gun is in your hand, right? This phone is the gun. He's there. You have the gun in your hand, you're pointing it, and you say, is it okay to go? Are you sure? Is it okay to go? And I'm like, yeah, you're good, you're safe, you're fine, it's okay to go. And you're like, you step back, you take a deep breath, you do the, and then you start to shake it out. Mm-hmm. You go back and you grab the gun again, you point it at the paper, and you're like, is it ready? Are you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. Right? Are you ready? And you're like, yeah, I think I'm ready. And when you finally shot the gun, do you remember what you did?
Yeah, I put it down, I broke down and started crying. It was a lot that day. Glasses fogged up. I was sweaty, a little red. I had to take some time though in that gun because that was loud.
And I want to put it into perspective. So when the gun that we were shooting was a 22, right? And anybody that knows guns know that that's kind of pretty much the entry level. It's the smallest caliber. For the sake of this conversation, it's the smallest caliber. And so what you were experiencing was amplified because of your trauma. Like anybody else, like, oh, it's just a 22. It's not a big bang. It's not a big pow. It's not a lot of recoil. And there were people to the right of us on the other side of the range. And there was another class, and they were shooting. And even with what you were able to hear from a distance was startling for you. I can't remember if you swore or not, but I think you were like, oh shit, like it's still there, or whatever you said. I know that's the way I talk. The sweat, you're light skin, extremely red, like bright red, like your face turned red. The sweat was there to the point where it fogged up the glasses, like you stated. And then you said that I think it was along the lines, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you're living it again. And when you said that you lived it again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming you meant the experience of being shot again. Although you were now the individual with the gun in your hand, you felt re-traumatized.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. Because because it just like with the noise and the experience, it just brought me back. Then it was like I kept hearing the ringing in my ears. Once I heard that and once the gun went on, it just instantly back to where I was, May 14th. And then it put a big hold on me till that day. I really ain't want to do it. I didn't want to seem like a little wussy.
Mm-hmm.
But I did it anyway.
What made you even sign up to do the class? Like, that took courage in itself. Like, a lot of people don't even, for you to even step in my store where there's plenty of guns just out there in the open, they're not behind a display case, they're on a wall that you can touch and you can feel, and you were touching and feel. How did you even build up the courage to even come to this store to be part of that class?
What made me really, really wanted to do the class, it was because due to me being shot. I do have a little baby girl. I do want her safe at all times, so I was going to use that gun for protection. But with me going to the gun ring and having the gun physically in my hand and shooting it, I don't want it no more. I could protect my daughter the best way I can with my hands.
Feet and teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a pleasure, and I thank you for talking. I'm probably about to ask you some real provocative questions that I want to get a better understanding of the day itself. Like, you told the story, but there's certain details that were like glazed over, right?
Yeah.
And I know that you're not going to disclose any names, and I don't want you to disclose any names, but there's not a lot of people who've been shot, and I'm sorry, there's not as many people that's been shot that we'd like to believe, but there's a certain level of pain, sensation that you glazed over. You realized you were shot. Yes, B, I'm shot. Hopped in the car, went to the hospital. But the moment of being shot, how did you know you were shot?
I felt it travel through my leg.
Completely.
Yeah.
And what it, like, if you in your best way?
It was like a burn. Like you felt something, but like, sorry, but I need to demonstrate.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it felt like. And I had some tight pants on. I looked in nice, and just felt the thing tug my pants and went right through my leg. You just feel it, like you felt something just travel on through your leg.
Clear pass?
Yeah, like I was standing, like the reason why it looked like this is because the way I was standing. It was the truck at the corner. It was two other girls right here, and I was next to them. They got grazed. I got hit in my leg, in and out. And that's when my friend got hit. And I'm gonna also state this too. And then that's when freaking sorry. I had to let me take it to this. I'm gonna take it to this. And then after you can ask some questions.
Mm-hmm.
I did join the day they had court. I did meet with all of them. I honestly know one of them. And out of them 4 or 5, I think all of them came home, but the shooter, I'm not too sure.
Suspect or victim?
The
in the Escalade.
In the Escalade.
Got you. So there's more than one person in the Escalade. Okay.
Yeah, and I did join the court meeting. The boy stated how that if the gun didn't jam, the whole strip would have got lit up. So it would have been more than one body, probably more than one leg shot. It would have been crucial. Like it was a lot of people out there that day. And I was telling them, like, you messed my life up for life, and these kids got to grow up without their father. Now you sitting in jail for some petty, all over the internet beef. You know what I'm saying? So.
On the drive to the hospital, granted it's your leg, but no one could really say whether you're shot in the arm, the stomach, the face. That drive, what was that drive like?
So I opened the door myself, and I hopped I was like that, so I hopped myself in the car just like that. And the girl's like, oh, you gotta put your leg up, your leg not bleeding.
Driver, passenger?
I was in the back seat.
Back seat, okay.
Oh yeah. And then it was the driver, and then it was somebody else in the passenger seat. And then that's when she had put my leg up on the armrest. And she was like, oh my God, your leg not, you're not bleeding. I'm gonna have to take your shoe off, I'm sorry. So when she took the shoe off, blood went all over the place. And that's when I really seen my wound look like this.
The female, no medical experience at all?
No.
Would now, in hindsight, would you have taken that shoe off?
No.
Exactly, okay, good. As long as we're on the same page. And to all the viewers and listeners out there, compression for a gun wound is needed. You do not relieve pressure. Just had to throw that out there. Just being a responsible person. You want to stop the bleeding. You didn't.
I don't know if y'all want to see the picture, but
no, maybe we put that into the editing. No, I don't want to see it. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Is that before the
That's the
before the infection or after the infection?
No, that's when I first got shot.
Oh, yeah, it's real.
Yeah, that's when I first got shot, and then the infection. My leg was turning, like, you see my leg turn all purple, all shiny, because I wouldn't clean it, I wouldn't wash it. It smelled like doodle. That's how I knew it was infected. It was time to go to the hospital. And then it was coming out pus, yellow and green. So I was like, yeah, it's time to go.
Good, because you might not have a leg right now.
Yeah.
At any point in time, did you think you were going to die?
Yes, I did. When the last person I called was my cousin. And I was like, yo, cousin. I was like, oh my God. I just got shot with panicking. So I felt my body just get weak, and I felt my eyes go like that. So I was like, you know what? And then in my head, I said, stop calling people, relax. And when I finally got to the hospital, I was still up. I was aware. I seen the hospital people, I'm gonna call them that. And after, they was like, sorry man, but we gonna have to pull you out the car. And when they pulled me, just leg, like, I couldn't do nothing with the leg. I was out of work for like 2 or 3 months, I think. And I lost my job. Things went downhill. After that, life just got sucky for me.
I'm glad you said that. And because that's the part that, the reality of the whole situation, right? After you're shot, it's a severe injury, so there's recovery time. Jobs, your finances, medical bills, all of the other stuff that happens afterwards. Was your daughter alive at this point in time?
Nah, at this time she wasn't here.
Okay.
She wasn't even thought of. I didn't even make her yet.
She wasn't in the oven cooking yet.
Yes. But sorry. Now what you saying?
So this is the question. So they pull you out the
car, the back of the seat.
Your leg is limp. Now, talk about what it feels like to be treated. Were you still awake while they were treated? The entire time you were awake?
Yes.
What are some things that they did to put you back together?
Wrap my leg.
Wrap it.
No cleaning, no nothing. They did take an X-ray of it to see if I had bullet fragments. They said I didn't. After that, they just wrapped my leg up. After they wrapped my leg up, I had to get in the back of the detective car, go down to the police station, sit down there for about 2 or 3 hours, and then you already know they had me on perks and all that, all that other stuff. And I'm trying to tell them, I think it was my ex, because earlier that day he just put it telling he was gonna shoot me. So
it wasn't your ex?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling the detectives, I'm thinking I'm right. Like, yeah, he going to jail. So I'm telling them who it was. They was like, no, ma'am, he's in jail. I said, how? He just finna tell me he was going to shoot me. So how they found out it wasn't him, my ex, because 1, he was in jail. And 2, because the liquor store cameras was pointed up, down, sideways, and down, like if you're driving down the hill or if you were going up the hill. So that's how they got caught. So they seen the whole thing play out. So that's how they got themselves caught up. The same night. And one of the boys came home. They was on probation. They on probation for 5 years. That's about to be up.
Gotcha. So just wrapping the leg. They didn't wet it, put anything on it, and spray it on anything. And because more than likely, and I'm no medical expert, is because the bullet went in and there's not much they can do.
Yeah.
It rips through tissue and your muscles are probably shot right now.
Yeah, but that's so crazy.
You know, we see it. No, I'm joking.
My job be getting swelled up, and like sometimes if I sit like this for a long time, my leg will get numb, tingly, and I have to put it up, elevate it. So hey, hopefully I can get a handicap sticker. I'm just playing
You won't perfect. I would never have known that you was shot unless you told me. But you were. And it's very unfortunate, and I'm glad that you survived, meaning physically, because you're still here. I know that you're still dealing with a lot, mentally and emotionally. You're clearly are still living through it. We've only trained, what is it, about a month or two ago, if that. You've clearly still experiencing trauma. Whenever the gun will go off, no matter how far away, like you said, it's probably fireworks, any loud bangs, you hear car crashes, people dropping stuff, it probably triggers your response.
Yeah, a little jumpy, or heart start to race and I get sweaty, or if somebody just call me like, bitch, excuse my language, I'm nervous, like what's going on?
Oh, it's that serious?
So the guy or somebody be like, oh, call me ASAP, I'm like, oh. Sweating, heart racing, hand sweating.
That's interesting, and I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist that after being shot that people's words are now a trigger for you. So if somebody just scream, hey yo, does that trigger, like if someone scream, yo?
It depends, like, what? I'm like, what, man? Like, but, yeah.
How are you in public environments, social environments like nightclubs?
I don't go to nightclubs. That's a no. That's an automatic no. I can't. Last time I've been in a nightclub, October. And that was for my cousin's birthday. And you know what? Looking around, nervous, watching my surroundings, in and out the club, going outside.
You couldn't enjoy yourself.
Yeah, because I can't be inside of a club. And when I walk in, my first thing is looking for if it's two ways out, which way I could go, if worst come to worst. So I don't do clubs because a 50-50 chance a club might get shot up. And I'm not going through that again just because I want to be out having fun. Nothing wrong with the club, don't get me wrong. I might pop out there a few here and there, but as far as going every weekend, no.
What about bars?
We'll look about like this, yeah. That's my type of vibe.
Oh, okay. Very few people.
But like before I got shot, way before I got shot, I used to be in the clubs having a good time. I ain't had PTSD. I wasn't scared of a drop, a slam, a loud noise. No.
What is, if anything, advice or words that you would give to the audience? I hope that a lot of people see this, and I hope that a lot of people listen to this. What would be your advice as far as what you've experienced? You don't have no words of advice? Yeah, I know you got a lot. I know you.
I mean,
ways to stay safe.
Yeah, just stay out the way. You just stay out the way. Don't be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Because I feel like that. And I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But then I also felt, I don't know if people get this, but I just felt like something bad was gonna happen to me on my back everywhere I walked. I just didn't know what it was. And I honestly, after, I don't know, it might sound crazy, but after I got shot, I don't get no bad energy, no nothing. I'm fine. Or because I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Was that my sign? But what I want to tell people that have been shot before, don't give up. Keep going. You will be all right. It might be hard. It's going to be steps. Step 1, step 2. You will be all right.
And what about the people you hang around with? Has that changed? Like the crowds of certain people. Like there's certain people that bring certain energy to an environment.
I don't deal with it. I just want good people around me in my circle. Working woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that ratchet stuff around me. I don't want the drama around me no more. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yes, people might have said, oh, you did it, you was this, you was that. That's the past. You can't live in the past. We're in the future now.
Absolutely.
So I can't tolerate that no more. It's just too much. Too much to deal with.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. I hope this was helpful. I hope telling it, it's easy, probably having a conversation, and I know there's other people. You brought the entourage with you today in the studio.
You know, I gotta bring my people.
Absolutely. Came up, turned up, showed up and showed out. It's just a pure honor and pleasure because, like I said earlier, this has been something that's been in my head and in my mind stirring up for 2 years, and I haven't had the opportunity. I had the platform and I had the space, but I haven't had the guests who were willing to tell their story. I asked other people. Not everybody's willing to tell their story, and not everybody's willing to allow me, being me, to ask the questions that they don't want to respond to. And besides leaving out some names and some details, you were able to articulate and tell your story without incriminating anybody or without throwing shade towards anybody's way. And this is, you made my Saturday. You made my day. Definitely. This has just been something that I've been working on. I don't want to say this like this because it's probably going to sound crazy, but I need more people to share their story because you provided the human side of it. The politicians who create laws and stuff, they say they have your best interest in mind, but it just becomes a debate that doesn't go anywhere.
Yes, and you know how much victim advocate paid me for that?
I don't know. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah. Oh, see, if y'all don't know if you've ever been shot or anything like that, you could contact the victim of advocate and you could get paid from your work wages and stuff like that. But you know how much I got paid?
I'm waiting.
$1,500.
Oh yeah, that can't even cover the rent.
I said I work longer than that now. You can still give me a little bit more.
How long that $1,500 lasts?
2 days. Probably a day and a half.
Tell you, bills are real.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, I thought, not trying to sound crazy, but I lost out in a good job. Like, I was making money at my job.
And that's the reality that some people don't realize.
Yeah.
Like the victim is going through more than just being shot and dealing with recovery. You lost your job. You were shot. Did anybody cover those medical bills?
Husky,
okay. Shout out to the taxpayers.
Right.
Shout.
I appreciate y'all.
But definitely, thank you.
Y'all know. Oh, hold up. I can move this mic. Sorry, y'all, but this is y'all can find me on. I told them I didn't want to disclose my name, but now I could do it. But only one social media. Facebook, India Butler. And I also want to shout out my brand too. My team got this brand going on, All Smoke, the legal plug. Come check us out at 1292 Baldwin Street. And we got another location. You can also check us out at 1348 North Main Street, Waterbury, Connecticut. All Smoke.
Oh, yeah, definitely owe me some money for that.
I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. I need to.
Definitely.
I gotta support my,
The team, I respect it. The only way, that's my sister, so you get away with it. But definitely, pleasure as always. And I wish you was talking that loud the entire time.
I was nervous. I'm warmed up now, but I was nervous. If you want to do another one later, some other time,
absolutely.
We can.
You let me know.
I like you.
Definitely.
I can work with you. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And if y'all also want to get y'all gun permit, y'all see what that said? Go to Dre.
Go to Dre.
Yeah.